Hey, hi all. So in today's video, we are going to showcase the usage of Google Cloud Platform in order to create virtual machines using some managed instance group, and also will configure the auto scaling capabilities of GCP as well as some firewall rules. So to configure security. So let's get started. The first thing we need is we'll create a new project. So here we go, new project. I'll name it like something demo one. So here we are. It's creating the new project. You can see in the notifications. Now we will select this project. So once we have selected the project, the next thing we need to do is go to compute engine, and inside that we have VM instances. So compute engine, VM instances, and here first, before we can use this, we need to enable the uh, compute engine API actually. Okay, cool. So once the API is enabled, in the homepage of the compute engine in the VM instances, you will see something like this. Here, the first thing we will do is create instance. We'll click there. So we can name our instance. I'll just give VM-1. Okay, it says error. Doesn't support uppercase. So VM1. Yeah, now it works. So here are some configurations we can change, like the region where this will be placed. Like currently it's US Central. We can change it to something like we're from India. So let's put it in Delhi or Mumbai. Select Delhi. So the monthly estimate goes a little bit high. So I'll just go back to the old one. Just keep it as it is. There's also a zone option, which central A, B, C. So we need to understand this in more detail in the learn more and see which one is more suitable for us. This helps in reducing the latency, or sometimes enhances the performance. So these are also important. Now, in the general purpose, we have different types of uh, like machines already configured with different CPU, memory, and number of CPU. So currently, we are using the low cost day-to-day computing one, and I would like to keep it as it is. It's using a Intel Broadwell. There is also option for compute optimized, which will increase the cost further. Memory optimized, this also increases its further. Storage optimized, and also then GPUs are there. We can select what GPU, number of GPUs. I'll stick to the basic one here. And in the machine type also, from the preset, we have like three options here: micro, small, medium. I'll choose the micro one here. So least cost, only 1 GB memory because we are doing just for our practice. There is also a custom option where we can choose the number of cores, then shared core or not, and the memory of the GB of memory. I'll stick to the micro one here. Then there is some advanced configuration as well. So V virtual CPU to core ratio can choose here, one CPU per core, visible core count. So these things also I'll just let it be. Okay. Then I'll go to the OS section. This is also another important part. So by default, our VM will come with a Linux and 10 GB size. We can change this. So if you look operating system type, you can change to Fedora or like Red Hat. Many options. Ubuntu. Suppose I choose Ubuntu and then 22.04 LTS. Okay, this is not compatible with the machine type. I'll go back to the 20.4, rather this one. Let's see. Yeah, this is compatible with the architecture we have chosen. Now, boot disk type is a balanced persistent disk default selected. We can change this SSD persistent, extreme persistence. So many are there. I'll keep it as it is. We can also compare. Size is 10 GB by default. We can change it. We can also add encryption here. So there are many options to do. I'll keep the remaining things as it is and select. So I've changed the OS now to Ubuntu. We can also add additional storage and VM backup options. Now networking. So we'll select the allow HTTP traffic first. Then we will also allow HTTPS traffic. IP forwarding we don't need. Default. Now observability. We can install Ops Agent for monitoring and logging, but for now I'll leave it as it is. Go to security. This is the default service account as of now. There's also advanced options here. Now we'll create the VM finally. So this will take some time to complete the creation. Okay, so once the VM has been created, we'll jump off to IAM roles. So to define the security measures, how much a particular user can access to our GCP. So we can search here, like I am an admin resource access control. Once we click there, it will bring to this page. So as you can see, already we have two users. One is the service account and one is my own account, which is the owner type, and the other one is the default service account. The role is editor. Now we can also create new users under IAM. So we can grant access. Then we can select the role here. Compute. Let me type in viewer. So this is the read the least access, and we also need to add like an email, or like these are the types that are accepted as a principal: Google account email, Google group, service account, or a Google Workspace domain. Maybe I can use my personal email here, or I can just type here and copy and paste. Let's try this. Yep. So we are finally able to add it. I don't know, there's a glitch in the UI of this GCP. So this user will only have read-only permissions like of the compute engine. I'll save this. Now you can see like this is a computer viewer. That's it. This is how we give access on the basis of role using IAM. Now we will look into more detail of the firewall rules in our VM. We will deep dive into the VPC network now, the firewall rules. So let's go here. And inside the VPC network, actually, first I need to go to my homepage here. Search for VPC firewall. So this will open up the firewall settings. You can see that there are already some set of rules defined. So default allow HTTP ingress. This is a public uh, access IP range. The default HTTP port is 80. It's allowed. Priority set to 1000. So this is the default and this is fine. Similarly for HTTPS. So again, the ingress type. So we can also, let's try to actually add a new firewall rule. Let's see this rule. So I'll set up already the ingress rules are there. I'll set up a egress rule that is the outbound request so that only restricted IPs are being accessed from our Google Cloud. So action on match will be allowing or denying. Um, so we'll allow specified target tags. Or we can use all instances in the network or specified service account. Target service account will be our service account. So we will only allow this service account to access like the outbound request. And the destination filter, we have to give some IP over here. Maybe we can give 192.168.0.24, something valid. Source filter we don't need. Okay, so specified protocols and ports. So apart from this IP and this service account, all others outbound requests will be not allowed. So these are the ports for which we will apply this rule. For HTTP, it's 80, and for HTTPS 443 we are using. So I'll create this rule now. So this is the rule I created. And it has taken effect, as you can see. So that's it from the firewall side, a short overview, how we can create rules. Now we'll look at how we can configure manage instances for our auto scaling. So yeah, for auto scaling policies, we first need to go to manage instance group engine. Yeah. So once we get inside the compute engine dashboard, let it load first. So here we will find that there is this instance groups. So here we need to go first. Here we can then create an instance group, which will take care for our auto scaling. Let's create. So I'll keep the name intact. Then we need to choose an instance template. So template for the VM creation. That template will be used every time the scaling happens and new VM gets created. So this will be used as a base. So let's create a template first. So we are using mostly the base configuration here. I will not modify much. Just save and continue. This is a Debian Central medium level instance. And region zone we can select minimum number. So the auto scaling, this is the most important thing. How we are going to implement it. Auto scaling mode. Um, Add or remove instances to the group. Minimum number of instances is like is always maintained and the maximum. So this is the threshold like. And auto scaling signals we are giving now that when to scale, it says. So based on CPU utilization, currently it is being set. If there is a CPU utilization of 60%, then it adds another VM. Less than that, it will remove as idle. And we can also define on the basis of HTTP load balancing utilization, the percentage of like load balancing, like capacity, it says. We can mention it over there. Then there is a cloud pubs up queue. So we will choose a topic, and on the basis of that, the subscription, a number of messages. So this is the number of messages that will decide whether we need another PM or not. Cloud monitoring metric. This is also something we can configure, but I'll just keep with the base one now, 60% target set utilization. There is also like predictive auto scaling, predict future capacity. I'll keep it as it is. Okay. Okay. So remaining things I won't change, and I'll just create this new instance group. Okay, cool. So we are done with this instance group now, as you can see. So if I open it, it's still in updating phase. But yeah, so that's it from this demonstration. Thank you.